Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great day here in Georgia. If you're just now joining us, well, we do a little bit of everything on this channel, including DIY, automotive, pinball, and machining. And today, well, yeah. So as you can see, today's challenge is making this. Now, I made some of these in the past. Not this one per se, because we actually changed the design, but we're getting ready to change the design a little bit more because, well, it's kind of got a weak point. They only need one big hole in there, so we're going to still lighten it up, give them what they need, but not weaken it to the extent like this. So let's get it. All right, the first step is getting the material up onto the bandsaw and using our automatic bandsaw and cutting it down to the right length. Alright, once we have all of our pieces cut down, we head over to the mill and we're going to start the milling process and get these things squared up and down to the right size. So what we're working on right now, the machine behind you, is actually we're thinning this thing down. So I've already got it to size this direction. I'm working on getting it to size this direction, and then I'm going to start working on these two sections. Once we get this thing squared up, then we'll be able to put this in here and actually start giving it the shape that it needs to be. There are multiple ways of doing this, but this is how I like to do it. I like to get my stock down to this size. This is a really oddball size. I like to get it down to size first, then do all the machining that we need to do. Now, depending on the operation, this could be several minutes to potentially hours. And just the rest of the part behind us is taking a few hours to run. It's nothing more than basically splining shafts, but it takes quite a bit of time to do it. So there's one. All right, so this one just came out, and you can see, pretty gnarly burrs. I'm just gonna take a file and knock them off. All right, that side's done. So we'll put this to the side and finish these other ones up. All right, now we're on to the next step. And this side, we're actually only going to center drill and mill a pocket. And this is basically the top side of this thing. If you were to look at it, there's going to be a top and a bottom. They look very similar, but the top only has the holes going through it, which you'll see here in a minute on this next side, which we'll flip to here in just a second. All right, so that side's done. Got this thing flipped over. Now we're doing the bottom side, and this one is going to have tapped holes in it. So same process, but we're going to add one more step to it by adding the tap to it. And there's that tap. All right, and then we're going to pocket it once more on this side. All right, now we're going to show you one more, just a little bit different angle, give you a little bit better view of it. All right, everything is going smooth at this point. We're flipped over doing the back side now, and we're gonna have some pockets done in this. Well, I'll say pockets, it's actually gonna all be cut out, but you'll see the profile here in a bit. But we have a little issue, and here it comes. All right, so what you see happen there is basically the aluminum gummed up the end mill, and well, when it gums up and sticks to it, it breaks. Ooh, I'm gonna have to run a coolant. Tried, but not good. Alright, so we've got new tool back in there set up and we're running again, and unfortunately, yes, we've got to use coolant from here on out because, well, Those end mills are expensive. With this coolant working, we've not had any issues and everything's just going so smoothly. Now you see here, we're going down through there and making several passes along through there. When you see the profile of this thing, it's a little weird, so that's why I'm kind of taking all the steps. And you can see here is what we looked like when we finished this portion. And you can see there's a bunch of strands and stuff hanging off in real thin pieces. That's all going to come off here very shortly. And yeah, be easy to see here in a second. Here we are getting ready to wind down to the last little bit. We're drilling this hole. It's a 3/4 hole, and then we're going to profile this side, pocket it out, profile it I should say, and yeah, everything's going good. Alright, and there's this side finished up. One more to go. Now here we are doing the last side here. This is the last step of this entire thing besides deburring. Alright, what you're going to see here is I'm actually going to grab a 2-inch long end mill, 1/2-inch end mill, and we're just going to profile this front here. And it's going to go at an angle, and you'll see here in a minute when this thing finishes up. There's the finished product right there. Now, a little bit better view of it, but that's it. That's all we've had to do. I say all we've had to do, but it's still quite a bit of work. But we got the pockets in the top and bottom, along with the drilled holes and tapped holes and the single hole. So this thing is a lot beefier and more stouter than the other one. They didn't need all those holes in the previous version. It just really weakened it's all it did. It looked pretty, but it weakened it. Now that's it for this one, folks. Stay tuned because we got so much more coming up. But that's going to do it for this one. We'll catch you next time.